$1? That's kind of expensive, don't you think?
Well, the price of lemons have gone up. Plus sugar, water, and overhead.
Overhead? Oh well, I'll take a glass. Thank you.
Hey, we're low on lemonade. Where's all the lemons?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of the lemons.
Well, then who is?
I don't know. I think Jack is.
Hey, kid, give me a cup of that lemonade.
Yes, sir. You know, business has been so good, I think we should raise our prices.
Hey, didn't you guys used to charge $1?
Inflation.
I'm getting ready to make lunch for my family. How much for a whole pitcher?
Well, we have a deal. You can get a pitcher for the cost of half a pitcher. However, the next time, you have to pay the cost of 2/3 of a pitcher. Or, you can get 2 pitchers for the price of 1.5 pitchers, but if you want ice in those pitchers, it'll cost more. Also, whenever you buy 2 or more glasses, you get a free lemon, unless you got a free one last time. In that case, we have to give you something else you don't want.
You know, I came back to tell you guys, I'm not very satisfied with your product. This lemonade is way too watery.
Hey, Rob, you left Batman in my drink.
You know what? Maybe you guys should begin to focus on your customers a little bit more.
Why do we need to do that? We're the only lemonade stand in the neighborhood.
Uh-oh!
In the past few months, costs have gone up, customer satisfaction has gone down, and competition has entered your market. What have you done in response to these things?
We put together a process innovation team.
What do you hope to achieve?
We will become a process-centered organization where the customer is the main focus.
Which means we'll become more of a team.
Right, and changes will start at the top. We will flatten out the organization and eliminate non-value-added activities.
Everyone in the company will have more responsibility as jobs become broadened and more challenging.
What will be some of the advantages of this process-centered organization?
Employees will become more empowered, have a greater knowledge of the business, and be decision makers.
Which in turn will benefit our customers.
Has anybody been affected by process innovation yet?
Yes.
Who?
Jack.
What's been positive about process innovation?
In the old process, I was the boss of lemons and toys. Now I'm part of the lemon team.
Now that your role has been defined as coach, is there anything you're going to miss?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss my toys.
If those boys think they can keep doing business the same old way, they're in for a rude awakening. I'm here to stay, so they're gonna have to start working differently.
Working differently. It's what process innovation is all about. At a recent senior management meeting, Suzanne Detlev spoke of some of the reasons for change.
We have competitors, about 60% of our consumers receive a competitive directory. That is up from 33% in 1992. So we need to operate and plan for and assume that we will have competition in all our markets. But working differently, I think, is showing some real benefit. The strategy that we have selected is to link buyers and sellers by providing proprietary buying information. I would say that in Bapco, our focus needs to be on enhancing and growing and expanding content to retain the value for users and advertisers. We obviously want a whole family of products that appeal to consumers, not just a single product. And we want to be able to leverage that brand across some other valuable consumer products. Just to maintain our current levels to BSC are going to be critical, let alone to grow our contribution to BSC. So we are having, as you know better than I, we're having an outstanding sales year. We're expecting 97 to be a very strong year. There are a lot of things that we're doing right in the business, but we have some shareholder expectations of us that are really dramatic and are requiring us to think really out of the box in terms of how we're going to manage this company and this group of companies going forward.
Moving forward, on November of last year, Bapco did just that. That was when Process Innovations Live Lab began, with New Smyrna Beach as the location. A small campaign, but a good first test for the new order fulfillment process. This process requires a cross-functional team consisting of sales, focus, customer service, and art creation. Employees from Orlando, Jacksonville, and Daytona Beach were brought together to form this initial cross-functional team. While the office was being readied, the team went through a week of training that ranged from team building to technical skills to information on working in a process-centered organization. Around the beginning of December, the selling began. It's obviously too early to make any conclusions. However, some team members did share some thoughts about the early stages of the campaign.
The process innovation team, as well as our coach, seems to be very interested in promoting teamwork and getting total team input on how we do some really simple things, but they are things that we do quite often, and they're a big part of our sales day. The cross-training that our clerical staff is getting is going to help the sales reps, where we will have a specialist in so many of the clerical activities right here, and we won't have to be calling around to Jacksonville or Atlanta to try to get answers and help on things. We come up with a lot of questions. Well, wait a minute, have you thought about this? And have you thought about that? And I know that can be frustrating to the team that's put in a lot of homework on getting this thing kicked off, and then here we bring up a lot of other unanswered issues sometimes.
They have appointments that day with customers, and then they come back in that afternoon and are just extremely excited that they've sold your artwork, and it's really gratifying to get that immediate feedback from the salesperson, which is something that we have haven't experienced before. So it's new to us and new to sales also. Another immediate concern of mine is ironing out all the systems problems. Concerns about future training. Proof turnaround has always been a big concern, both to the company and to the customer. And the response is so quick with the new process. So you can't help but be optimistic in that way.
If my customer calls in with a problem and I can fix their ad and get it back to them within days, this has worked out great. It's stopping my my clients from having that anxiety. Is she going to fix it? Is it really going to get done? I've gotten really good response in the artwork part of it. On the second day of our campaign, we're just getting into it, I went on my first client of the day down in New Smyrna Beach, and when I got there, he made me aware of a problem he had with the Daytona Beach book, and he was really hot about it. The normal procedure would have been for me to give him if I couldn't resolve it myself, to give him the number for customer service. You know what that can be like. They end up having to call, maybe wait on hold, they take the information, and then they get back to them as quickly as they can, but sometimes that can be as much as a week. Problems don't get resolved right away. They can't always get resolved right away. What I did was I called up Dolores Ray right in our office, and within 15 minutes of the time I was aware of the problem, Dolores had it taken care of and the customer was satisfied. Well, with the Live Lab, it's really been a growing experience for all of us. I think my only concern is that they're going to use it as a lab and then take it away from us.
Throughout the campaign, the Process Innovation Team has been obtaining feedback from the participants of the Live Lab. As you can guess, they've been more than willing to share their opinions. Those opinions range from glowing accolades to strong concerns. Here are a few quotes from the feedback surveys.
3612s and focus problems are much easier to handle.
Better interaction and response between formerly distant, diverse, and sometimes adversarial groups.
Creates a feeling of camaraderie, so everyone works well together. Rapid turnaround.
We need more training and training materials.
Telephone sales group needs a better way of picking up SIGs, photos, logos, etc.
We need less management control and more team decisions.
Being cross-trained on every function, a lot of gaps are being closed because of the team environment.
The art turnaround is fabulous.
Great turnaround time with art, sales, CSU, and clerical. Also good working relationships, growing between all groups. No longer just departments on a phone list. Now they're real people.
Quite a variety of views have come from this feedback, but with those views come ideas. Ideas that will help shape the new order fulfillment process. That's why it's called a Live Lab. The success of the Live Lab will be based on 3 types of results. Customer satisfaction results, obtained by quality surveys and report cards, operational results, such as late activity and queries, and financial results, specifically lines 27 and 38 of the 5250. Assuming success of the lab, the next steps will look like this. Phase 1 will begin in April of '97 in Jacksonville, where that office will be converted for the new order fulfillment process. In August of '97, Georgia offices begin conversion, followed by Melbourne, Orlando, and Pensacola. Process Innovation is traveling through very uncharted waters. However, with the experience and guidance of the Live Lab, we will work our way towards a new and better order fulfillment process.